Alrighty, we're on dal and dhal now. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dal and dhal sit on top of the line. Ra and zayn, some people pronounce it zay, go below the line. And they both receive connection from the back. So if you have text here and then you hit the dal receives, and if you continue, it does not attach. So dal only receives, but it doesn't continue on. Okay, likewise, a ra, it will receive from the back, but it will not continue on. Okay, if you type letters thereafter, it will not continue on. So that's the simple letters of dal and ra. Now, when you write it, you come in from the back, you make the back of the dal, and then you make the seat or the bottom of the dal. And the only difference is the dhal and the zayn. And neither of them are letters that carry meaning by themselves. Like we mentioned the other day that the waw carries a meaning by itself. The alif is a a prefix that carries meaning by itself, which is it makes the word after it a question. Okay, so dal and dhal, ra and zayn do not have meaning by themselves, and they're four of the 6 letters that do not transfer, connection. So the other 2 being alif and waw, they do not transfer connection after them to the left. So you always have to stop, pick up your pencil, and go back. So let's go into Surat al-Fatiha. Okay, so in learning, try to identifying the dal, dhal, ra, and zayn. And now your eyes are now seeing al-Fatiha for the second time, at least in these videos. So here you have Bismillah ar-Rahman. There's the ra right there. Ar-Rahman. Ra. And ra again in ar-Rahim. Alhamdu, here's your dal. Again, you're going to go up, make the back, and then make the seat of the dal. Right? And this one goes a little deeper, dives a little deeper. Here's your ra by itself, because the ra at the beginning of the word will always look alone by itself, because it's not going to connect. It's not receiving a connection because it's the first letter, so it's not receiving a connection, and it's not giving a connection because it never gives a connection. This word here is Rabb, Lord, and the ba is extended a little bit, right, just to fill in the space. And you'll notice that oftentimes you see this gap space right here, just to fill in the letter, just to fill in the line, to make sure that this 1, 2, 3, 4 words fill the line. Okay, so he extends it a little bit. There's no rule for when to extend a letter and when not to. Okay. And this is the Rabb. So you know the Ra and Ba already. You've studied the Ba. So here's you have the word Rabb, which is Lord. And Al-Alameen. No letters Dal, Dha, Ra, Zayn here. Now Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Same letters, same words as these, the 2 in the Basmala. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. You have your Ra and your Ra again. Okay. Malik Yawmiddin. Here's your Dal. Again, Lam comes down and then goes up to make the seat, the back of the dal, and then you place the bottom or the seat of the dal afterwards. Okay. Iyaka na'budu, again, dal there. Wa iyaka nasta'een, unto you alone we worship, and to you alone we seek help. Ihdina, guide us. Again, that is stretched out, that ha to dal. This is the letter ha, which you're going to study at the end, because one of the letters towards the end of the alphabet. It's extended, and then it's the dal. Okay. There. Again, back, and then the seat. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, sirat al-ladhina. And here's your dhal. Al-ladhina. Lam and dhal. Al-ladhina. An'amta alayhim. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Let's go to Surat al-Nas. All right. قل أعوذ. Look at this. A'udhu. Here's your dhal. The waw is in front of it, so we know that the waw doesn't give a connection. So the dhal here has to stand by itself. This is the word a'udhu, which means I seek refuge. Say, قل a'udhu, I seek refuge. Here we have birab, with. Bi is with. Rab, ra, again, does not give a connection. And ba, again, you studied the ba. So the ba has to be alone since it's following the ra. Okay. This right here is the word birab, with the Lord. An-Nas. And again, it's extended here just to fill the space, not necessarily for any reason. An-Nas, the people. I'm telling you, the way that you're going to learn how to read is just to practice and just to have this guided reading. Language is like that. It's just, you just have to be thrown into it like an ocean and you'll learn how to swim. So don't put too much emphasis on the theories and too much emphasis. And I'm looking at some of these textbooks. It's just people learn languages in this with theories and all. Just read. Malik Nas. I mean, how do babies learn how to speak? They just hear and speak. Likewise, you see words, right? Guided reading, and you get used to it. So now, next time you see the word qul, you know what qul is. Okay, and this here is a sukoon. This shape here gives this the meaning that there is no vowel sound. So you stop. Qul. Whereas this one is a short u, right? Qul. So now that you know the word qul, wherever you see it later on, you're going to know the word qul. That's how simple it is. Ilahin nas min sharri. Here's your ra again. Sharri. Al-waswasil khannas. And there again is your waw. And your waw again, they receive, but they do not give a connection. This letter we're going to study eventually is the seen. Waswasil khannas. Alladhi. Here's your that again. Again, he comes down, he goes up, he lifts his pen, and then he makes the bottom of the that. Yuwaswisu fi sudur nas. Here's a that again. Okay. Min al-jannati wan nas. Let's go to Surat al-Falaq. Qul, again, the same word qul. A'udhu, the same word from Surah An-Nas. And birab, say, I seek refuge with the Lord. And this time it's the Lord of not the people, but the Lord of al-Falaq, daybreak. Min sharri ma khalaq, wa min sharri, there's a ra here and a ra here. Okay. Ghasiqin idha. This is a very popular word in the Quran, which is if. Idha. Alif, which you studied, with the hamza, I, and the, if, either. Okay. And the word id is when. Okay. When, not as a question. When speaking of id qala, when he said. It's not a question of when he said, but it's the statement, when he said. إذا وقب. ومن شر, again the ra, النفاثات في العقد, and here's another dal. Fi here, we said, as earlier as in. العقد. ومن شر حاسد دال إذا, again the word إذا. So now, I mean, you start picking up these little words. قل, you know, you're going to know it. Rab, you're going to know it. Short words, little words. إذا, you see that, you're going to know it. حسد. Okay, حسد. And see this ha, it's a wave letter, is technically more correct than this ha, which is touching. Okay, so this is a ha, alif, and this is a ha, sin. And we studied the wave letters already, but this one is touching. It's preferable not to touch. Okay, to be clear what it is. Okay, but again, there's not necessarily any rules to how you shape the letters. You can shape them how you want. Of course, within this font or this script, which is called naskh, there are a lot of rules within. But I'm talking about in Sharia, in the sacred law, you can write the letters in many different ways. There's no set way in Sharia to write the letters. But in the naskhi script, of course, there is rules. Okay. All right, so let's look at Surah al-Ikhlas. Qul, again, Qul. Who? Huwa, this ayah is actually mistaken. It's always translated as say He is Allah one. It's not actually what it is in the word huwa here is say the matter. Okay, Qul huwa. The matter is that Allah is one. Okay, say that the affair or the matter, right, or the business is that Allah is one. Allahu ahadun. And here's your dal. Alif, ha, dal. You studied these letters, all of them so far. Alif, a, ha, dun. Okay, and this little semicircle, I guess, indicates two dhammas. And we're going to, when we study short vowels, we're going to study the short vowels, and I'll explain that to you later. Allahu Samad. Allahu, of course, and every Muslim knows this word. As-Samad. Okay. Dal. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. He was not born. Right. Or he did not give birth. Again, lam dal. And he didn't was not born himself. Lam dal. Okay. Now the meaning of Samad is perfect, i.e., not having anything that is inappropriate for him. And so, for this reason, it continues to now push away falsehoods that people have said about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. He didn't give birth nor was born, nor has any associate or rival or anyone similar. So this is the surah that emphasizes the tanzih of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And ahad here, of course, means not consisting of parts. It doesn't mean one. One is not the correct translation of ahad. All right, wahid is the correct translation of one, but ahad is one in himself, i.e., not consisting of parts. Okay, so this surah negates a lot of the false ideas about Allah himself for people who do believe in Allah, that whether it be anthropomorphic ideas, obviously Trinitarian types of ideas, or even the Persians in their faith, in their religion, had this idea that God has a rival, from a type of rival, false god, or a rival in darkness, which is like Satan being the rival of evil. Okay, so we don't adhere to that. So yes, Satan is the enemy of Allah. He's opposed to Allah Azza wa Jal, but he's not equal. He's not like an equal enemy. Okay, he's his enemy as in that he is opposing Allah's will. All right, so let's stop there, and next video we'll move up to Surat al-Masad and then an al-Nasr. Assalamu alaikum.